Kyle.
And I'm Eric.
And we're from Vinylton Toys.
How's it going, guys?
So, Eric, what's going on today?
So it's Mardi Gras, it's Fat Tuesday, and Kidrobot released a new series today, the Mardivale Hyper Series.
Hyper Series. We got two artists in the mix in this series specifically. Eric, you want to hit them off with the artists?
Andrew Bell and Scribe.
So we got the Andrew Bell, and somewhere up there we have the Giraffa from Scribe. So shout out to Andrew Bell and Scribe. I believe Andrew Bell did the artwork for the box as well, so shout out to Andrew. But yeah, Eric's going to actually open up his box. I opened my box earlier today. I could not handle the weight. So without further ado, Sarah, let's see how good he is at getting plastic off of a box. Oh, look at that, without cutting this up. Rather impressive. So I know I'll let you guys know, my box itself, I know I spoke to Eric about this a little bit. Slightly underwhelming so far.
Yeah.
And we can kind of get into it a little bit once we get into some of them, but just, I don't know, I guess so far for me it's been a pretty exciting series, but I don't know, to each their own, I guess. There's some that I really liked and some that I'm not 100% a fan of, so yeah. But without further ado, I think Eric's going to get into box numero uno. So Eric, any favorites that you want to pull right away?
I'm really hoping, looking at the box, there is the skeleton, the bones one, that kind of been one that has been popping out in my mind that I have liked so far.
Why don't you get over here, bud? Come on, join the party.
So box number one.
Eric's a big feeler, by the way. You'll notice during the video that he likes to feel the Dunnies a lot. So what'd you get?
Box number one is one of the jesters with the stilts.
One of the jester stilts. Shout out to Scribe. Like I mentioned before, very similar to the giraffe that we saw in the 2012 series. So if you're keeping track at home, that is one jester for Eric. Ironically enough, that is also that is the first Dunny that I pulled as well. The other color, I believe. So
nice.
It's funny that I hope that your case doesn't go exactly like mine. We've had that happen already between me and Eric. So
I can already tell just by the feel it is another one of the jesters.
Well, right off the bat, we are within the first two Dunnies. We're definitely seeing a different
color
case layout as well. So we have both of the jesters. You can see here. I'll give you guys a look. The purple and yellow, as well as the navy and pink, and they come with their accompanying stilts, which actually, I didn't think I was gonna like a whole lot, but I think it's probably one of the cooler things that Kidrobot's done. Scribe just does a lot of great work when it comes to stuff like that, so no surprise here.
So I'm happy that we have it's a good thing that we got some different case layouts.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a couple different case layouts today. I've seen from looking on the Kidrobot forum, seen a couple different things. So what we get next is actually I believe they call it
the Revealer.
Or Reveler, something along those lines. But actually my favorite Dunny from the series. So yeah, it's a fantastic Dunny that Andrew Bell did.
Reminds me a lot of the deeper issues Andrew Bell one. The Sideshow.
From Sideshow, we definitely see a pretty significant comparison between these two. So definitely, I mean, a lot of the time you'll see artists, JPK, Huck G, Kozik, using similar artwork. So I think that's awesome to really see that kind of show that you could pull the Dunny and have no idea that person worked on it, but be able to tell right away. So that is actually quite possibly the rarest Dunny in the whole entire case.
Really?
That is the Andrew Bell Chase. That is it right there. So that is, when going through my case earlier, I actually was hoping that you would pull this one simply because I wanted to see it. But yeah, that is what I've come to find out is the rarest Dunny in the series so far. So that is it. And I'll give you like a little closer look here. Beautiful Dunny. I think Andrew did a fantastic job on this guy. So
yeah. So far that's two Scribes, two Andrew Bells out of the box. Just the front row.
It's great. Fantastic case. Absolutely fantastic case.
Getting into another Scribe.
And, I'll say more often than not when I buy a case, I'm often upset with the 2 out of 20 or the 2 out of 16s, the more common ones in the case of the doubles. But this is actually a really nice Dunny for a duplicate.
Yeah.
So
I besides picking up the case, picked up 4 individual boxes. Shout out to Newbury Comics and our local Kidrobot reseller, retailer. Yeah, went ahead and actually ordered 3 sealed cases for the 2 of us.
It was a great time. So good times. Good times. So what we got? Back to back again. That will happen with a 2 of 16 Dunny. So, but again, a nice Dunny nonetheless for a 2 of 16 pull. So awesome. And Eric powers through these cases. Mine took 40 minutes for me to open earlier. I think Eric might be done in probably 14. He just powers through cases. To each their own, folks. What do we get here?
The Scribe guitar player, or saxophone player.
Saxophone player.
Yeah.
So this is actually when I was speaking earlier about being slightly underwhelmed by the case itself. This is probably the thing that upset me the most was the saxophone man and the other question mark out of question mark ratio Dunny.
Which is the king, I believe it is referred to as.
Both, I got 2 of each. And I've seen a lot of case layouts on forums that people have gotten multiples of each one. So I don't know if it's one of those things that it's a 2 of 16 and they just didn't want to put another 2 of 16 on the box, so they put question mark. I don't know. Either way, cool Dunny. Slightly upsetting, but a cool Dunny. Great Dunny.
I believe they called it the Harlequin.
Harlequin. I've also seen Prostitute Dunny.
Yeah.
So yeah, fantastic Dunny right there.
There is also the color variant in that one. I believe that is the original, though. That is the original.
That is the original. The color variant is purple and green. I was lucky enough to pull it in my case.
Nice.
Yep. So, yeah, and we actually got a glimpse into some of the variants last night. Allvinyls.com. If you're ever searching the net, check out allvinyls.com, and there's a Kidrobot tab on the left side of that screen. You can see all the cases. They have a lot of ratios and total numbers produced, so definitely check them out.
One of the 2 that I was hoping for. So pulled the Jester, and one thing I'm just noticing.
I had, like I said, I pulled my case earlier today, and I just noticed recently that there is 2 sides to the face. It wasn't after I thought it was backwards and I turned it around and then was messing around with it, putting the hat on, that I realized, I was like, why it's backwards? I just switched it. That I realized it does have 2 faces, so.
Because they are trying to say it with their face.
They say it with their faces. So, yeah, another great Dunny by Andrew Bell. Simple. Well executed, I should say. Not too crazy on the paint or design, just a very straightforward. I would say a lot of the Dunnies in this series are pretty straightforward in terms of design. So, what Eric just pulled is actually probably one of the best made Dunnies I've ever seen. And that is the swan. I'm gonna call it Swan Face.
Yeah, I think that is actually one of the official names that they've done.
Swan Face is the name.
Yeah.
Imagine being called Swan Face.
I actually pulled one of those earlier too.
Hey, what's up, Swan Face?
Stop looking at me, Swan Face.
Would you date a girl named Swan Face?
I don't know if I would.
I think I would. I think I would. I might, just to bring her around my buddies and be like, hey, this is Swan Face. What's up, Swan Face? So you are literally powering through this. So,
again, the same Harlequin or prostitute girl.
The Harlequin. A nice Dunny, though. I think one of the things to definitely look at that Scribe did with this Dunny that I noticed right off the bat that's a little different is it doesn't actually have feet. It's just a flat, solid base.
Which I kind of like.
I do kind of like that.
I know. I mean, as you guys can see, part of the collection that we have here, we try to stack them in different kind of ways, and sometimes they just get off balance.
Very stackable. Very stackable, easy to stack Dunny. Look at that. Right there. Balancing and everything. It can kind of tilt.
And another swan face.
Swan face. So in case you couldn't get with one swan face, you get the twins.
Yep.
Twin swan face. Swanton face.
Joe Swanson face.
Joe Swanson face. Joey Swanson face.
I just have this funny feeling that I will not be pulling one of the bones at this point.
I believe the bone is 1 of 16. I know it was the last Dunny I pulled, so there's a possibility.
I say that, and then the next one I can pull.
And I don't know if you can tell on camera here, but great detail. It's a pearlescent type look to it. It's got a great pearl look.
Cool detail I just noticed as I was looking at the back. There's a zipper on the back of his head.
There's a zipper on the back of the head, which I had seen in some photos and was really excited about. So another just great job by Scribe. I think when you see a case like this, it really brings out all the artists' ideas, and you kind of see some great work from them. It's tough when you get a series where they have 1, maybe 2 Dunnies in it. So this is another saxophone guy. So like we talked about before, with those kind of question mark out of question mark ratios being multiples and sets, and again, not a bad Dunny, just slightly upsetting to know that that's the case. That you kind of go into it. I wouldn't be as upset if it was 2 of 16. I don't think I would be as upset because you'd go into it thinking,
okay, I'm gonna
get 2 of these. Now you pull one of them and you're like, awesome, I got a hard to find Dunny, and you pull another one and you're like, oh, it's just a double. Not saying I wouldn't want doubles of a hard to find Dunny. It's a little upsetting when it goes to something like that. But nonetheless, this Dunny is sweet. And I know Fred, shout out to Fred, is really excited about the potential of getting that Dunny.
So I pulled this in one of my boxes earlier. It is the King, I believe they called it. I don't think I pulled it so far in this case.
I do not believe so. I'm gonna go on a small hunch and say that might be a King as well.
We can hope not, but I believe you could be correct in that.
Because I think you might be OOL, as they say, which is out of luck. Unless they give you the Black Andrew Bell,
which I could be happy with.
If they give you the Black Andrew Bell, you would definitely win the case war of the day. This is a small moment of not anxious.
I can tell you right now. And like Kyle said, I'm a big feeler when it comes to
he loves to feel things. Dunny boxes, little kids.
Not little kids. It is another King.
It's another King.
So if they just marked it as a 2 of 16, I don't think I would be as mad like you said, but it is what it is.
It's a little disheartening. There is now a huge mess over here.
There is. What else did I pull earlier? I pulled another one of these guys, so I got a total of 3 of them. Another swan face, so I have 3 swan faces.
Oh, we got the triplet swans.
Yep.
Swan triplet.
Yeah.
Swan triplet face.
I pulled another saxophone player.
Just a fantastic Dunny.
And so another saxophone player, so that's 3 total out of case and a couple singles. And let's see, where's that last one right here? Another King.
I do think at the end of the day, though, the real pull, the great pull of the night, goes to the Andrew Bell Chase.
Absolutely.
I think it's one of those Dunnies that pretty much everyone who bought a case today would love to have if they didn't pull it. Shoutouts to everyone. Congratulations to everyone that did pull it, because this is going to be quite the wanted Dunny in a very short period of time. Personally, I was lucky enough to pull the black variant of this, and actually think I am happier with the variant than I would have been with this.
Really?
I think Andrew Bell absolutely killed the black variant, but absolutely. This is a nice Dunny. I think we often get into the conversation of if it was a 2 of 16 Dunny, would we like it as much? I don't know. This Dunny, 1 of 16, could have been 2 of 16. I would have been happy. I'd take 10 of them. So
yeah,
definitely happy with the case. What would you say about your case?
Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Got the 2 that I wanted. The one that I really wanted, I did pull, that Bones one.
Mm-hmm. And anything you wish was in the case?
You know, it's hard to say. I think it's the Scribe Chase, the 1 of 64.
The cop looking guy.
Yeah, the cop looking guy.
I think it was a cop.
which is the one in the top corner right there. It's a 1 in 64.
Yeah, great Dunny. I mean, I think it's one of those things. Tough to say what eBay, that kind of stuff, but I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll be back in New Era Comics tomorrow, grabbing some more single boxes.
They still had about another 12 of them, so
which will make sense. They'll probably have 12, and we'll probably buy them all.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so great case, great time. Shout out to Andrew Bell and Scribe, Kidrobot, and
guys, check out the website vinyltontoys.com. We got a whole bunch of duplicates and from older series, 2012.
Great stuff from a bunch of series. We got 2012, Sideshow,
Evolved.
We're going to be adding a lot from the Post-Apocalypse series as well as other series going forward. You might see some Mardivale up there. Great prices, good selection.
A couple of Azteca 2s as well.
Azteca 2s as well. Forgot about that. But definitely check us out, vinyltontoys.com. My name's Kyle.
I'm Eric.
We'll be back soon.